Before you scroll away, pause for just 1 second, because the last scene of this story will make you believe in second chances again. If you love emotional stories about unexpected love, quiet strength, and fate stepping in at the exact wrong and right moment, tap like, subscribe to the channel, and stay with me until the very end. You won't regret it. The night it all changed began with rain. Not the dramatic kind, just a steady, soaking drizzle that clung to the city and made every streetlight blur into gold. Ethan Carter tightened his grip on the bouquet as he hurried through the revolving doors of the Grand Halcyon Hotel, his 5-year-old daughter Lily fast asleep on his shoulder. The flowers were simple, white lilies and pale roses, chosen carefully because the card had said, "For room 1810. Thank you for always showing up." Ethan didn't know who they were for. He rarely did. He was just a delivery driver, a single dad doing late-night flower runs because night shifts paid more and babysitters cost money he didn't have. At the front desk, a tired clerk barely looked up. "Room 1810, she said, sliding the keycard across. Ethan nodded, exhausted, unaware that one small mistake, one swapped digit, was about to rewrite his entire life. Room 1801 belonged to Alexander Hale, the billionaire CEO whose name filled business magazines and whose face never smiled in interviews. To the world, Alexander had everything: power, wealth, a penthouse view of the city. What no one knew was that the room was silent in a way that hurt. No family photos, no laughter, just the hum of success echoing back at him every night. When Ethan knocked, Alexander was standing by the window, loosening his tie, preparing for another lonely evening. He opened the door expecting room service. Instead, he found a rain-soaked man holding flowers in one hand and a sleeping child in the other. "I'm so sorry," Ethan whispered instinctively, already stepping back. "Delivery for..." He glanced at the card again. "Room 1810. Alexander stared at the child first. Then at the flowers. Something in his chest shifted, unfamiliar and uncomfortable. "This is 1801, he said quietly. Ethan's face fell. "Oh God, I'm so sorry. I must have..." Lily stirred, her tiny fingers curling into Ethan's jacket. He stopped talking, gently rocking her. "I'll just take these back." But Alexander didn't close the door. For reasons he couldn't explain, he didn't want the hallway to swallow this moment. "It's raining," he said instead. "She'll wake up if you rush. Come in, just for a minute." That minute turned into tea. The tea turned into conversation spoken in hushed tones so Lily wouldn't wake. Ethan explained, awkwardly, that it was just him and Lily since her mother passed 3 years ago. Alexander listened more than he spoke, struck by how naturally Ethan talked about love mixed with grief, how his eyes softened every time he looked at his daughter. When Ethan finally left, flowers still in hand, Alexander realized the room felt emptier than before. They met again 2 weeks later. Then again, sometimes accidentally, sometimes not. Alexander started ordering flowers just so Ethan would deliver them. Ethan told himself it was professional, that the generous tips were just kindness, not something dangerous like hope. But life doesn't let hope stay small. Ethan struggled constantly. Sick days with Lily meant lost income, rent notices piling up, the quiet shame of pretending everything was fine. Alexander noticed. He noticed the worn shoes, the hesitation before accepting help, the way Ethan never complained. One night, after Lily fell asleep on Alexander's couch while waiting for Ethan to finish a delivery run, something inside Alexander finally broke open. "I don't want to be alone anymore," Alexander admitted into the silence. "And I think, maybe you don't either." The challenges didn't disappear magically. The world was cruel when it found out. Headlines mocked them. Board members threatened Alexander's position. Ethan doubted himself every step, terrified of being seen as a burden, of Lily being hurt by loving someone who might leave. The breaking point came when Ethan tried to walk away, convinced he was ruining Alexander's life. He packed their things quietly, leaving a note that simply said "thank you for everything." Alexander didn't read it calmly. He ran, through rain again, through traffic, through fear, until he found Ethan at the bus station, Lily clutching her stuffed rabbit. "You didn't ruin my life," Alexander said, breathless. "You gave it one." Ethan cried then, openly, the kind of sobs that come from being strong too long. Lily hugged both of them, small arms wrapping around something new, a family. They married a year later. Not in a ballroom, but in a quiet garden behind the hotel where it all began. The wrong room, the right life. Lily scattered petals down the aisle, laughing. "And here's the part that stays with you, the part that brings us back to the beginning. Every year, on the anniversary of that rainy night, Ethan delivers a single bouquet to room 1801. The card always says the same thing: "Thank you for opening the door." If this story moved you even a little, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and remember this: sometimes the biggest miracles come from small mistakes, and sometimes love finds you when you're just trying to get through the night.